The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
How's everybody doing out there? This is Danny Rivera, the Advocate. You'll be listening to us at 10 to 11 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, and we are here.
Yes,
and I'm here with my co-host, Althea Dublos, and my boy Link, everyone knows.
What's good, everybody? Good to be here with y'all.
Street Legal. So how's everybody doing?
I'm doing okay, but actually I feel that, we should also touch on the subject that we had with your father, right? And stuff like that about the culture and all that stuff.
Well, it was amazing because he taught me a lot. So when he was actually up here, he was explaining about all the celebrities that he met. Mm-hmm. But he was telling me years ago, he remembers when he was younger and he would actually, because we were talking about with the kids in there and the difference. Right. So what we were talking about was most of how that era, right, grew up and how the music and the art has changed.
You know what? Now, when we come to that, I wanted to bring something up. Lead by example, because that's what kept on playing in my head.
Right.
Lead by example, because back in the day, right, you had the original gangsters, right, that had a blueprint for that particular culture. Right. And they led by example. So I was saying to myself, as we were driving here, I was like, you know what? They're not leading by example now. I think that is so key.
Can I touch on one thing now?
Go ahead.
See, my era, and I want to see if Link actually agrees on this.
Right.
Our era was kind of led by people that was always on drugs. Mm. Like the Lil Waynes and the Eminems, no offense to any of them.
Right.
What do you feel about that?
I feel like that's, from what I can see culturally, it doesn't matter which genre of music, that's culturally a part of life if you're going to be a musician. Now, I don't know if it's because of the long nights or what it is that you have to do physically to exert yourself, that they supplement their bodies with that. But it's almost to be expected. If a rock group spends the night at a hotel, they're going to trash it. It seems cliche, but it's like a musician's energy drink, if you will. You know what I mean? Right. It's what they use to keep they pep going.
But my thing is, right, we're watching such a bad epidemic across the whole U.S., right? And it's who is someone supposed to, everybody always wants to blame somebody. Right. But it's everyone tries to say, hey, we're trying to help, we're trying to step in and do this, right? And again, it's just a recycling current, man. And you see it every day. You can't get away from it.
No, but there's certain things that you can and cannot do, but it's just the culture. And, like I said, lead by example. If we're leading that way, that's what the next person up ahead is.
It hurts my brother. I know you're an advocate like I am. It's starting to, what gets us so annoyed is that we know our platform, right? And then we try to move other people's platforms, but they just don't want to move. And it's brother, we need everybody to come to fix this. We need everybody to come on the table. There's a lot of people that don't want to fix this, but it's starting to destroy because, remember, I was born up in that. R.I.P. to my brother, my two sisters, So my mind right now, just seeing that, this is why I was thinking this, is what is going on? Why isn't nobody really trying to touch on
that? Tell me, Link, I don't know.
I believe there's a thinking going on where somebody's going to come along and fix it. This is what everyone thinks. We think we're going to elect the perfect president who's going to take care of all the problems that the United States got. We have a very stupid way of thinking here, and especially as the people who are I want to stay in charge of the culture because you're culturally awake enough to know that this is devastating you. You're cultural enough. You know it's devastating everyone who partakes in that culture, right? Until you sat with as many mothers as I have who have lost their sons, and you know that there's no right words that you can say. Until the victims of violence have hit as close to your home as it has hit mine, or when you constantly being pulled into it because. You are some kind of a representative in your neighborhood, so you get called into these things. And when you understand the story behind it, it doesn't make it any better. It's almost worse. Yeah. Right? When you figure out what this person died over, and it's almost so much worse because you're talking about a dispute that could have been resolved. You're talking about a matter of opinion. You're talking about sometimes you're just talking about something as petty as what you said to this guy's girl.
Yeah, man. I mean? So, yeah, man.
And some of the backstories that I've seen for some of the tragedies I've had to visit or be involved with is it's horrible. It's horrible because it shows you just how little value black life does have. You know, it's like, and we're not even speaking in terms of blacks, because
everyone.
It's like reaching out to everywhere now. It's like the Hispanics have always had the same problem that blacks have. So when I covered blacks, I covered Hispanics under that. But now it's reaching other neighborhoods now. Like I just, no offense to any race out there, but I'm seeing like white dudes really like
letting it off.
Yeah, like they're about this kind of life all of a sudden. They're like, and it's crazy because you think of them because you might have thought it was a hopelessness problem. Right?
That's man. That's what I've been. Like, a lot of things I've been seeing have been just shocking the living daylights out of me. Is just you can't go to certain places anymore. No. You can't go to certain places anymore and you feel safe. Right. And that's what's really annoying me. Like it used to be, hey, you used to go to this neighborhood and not have to worry about this issue.
Yeah.
Now it's a free for all. Now it's just like me when I throw events, right? Mm-hmm. I have to worry about a lot of things now that I never had to worry about, because it's the young youth coming up and they think like they have to prove something.
Right, and you got that, and then you have the young youth don't really belong to anything.
Exactly.
Right. They part of a fake gang that they couldn't tell you the foundation of. They part of this whole cloud chasing thing where the internet has become the way that you get to be that dude now. Right. So it's like. That's why you got people telling on themselves, because they're trying to prove to the world, like, I'm the kind of person who'll do these things. And they willing to do it on video just to prove to the world that they'll do it, but they forgetting that the prosecutors are going to use that as evidence.
They don't.
Yeah, I just saw something about on Instagram about the RICO law again.
Yeah, but that's because listen, the thing is, right, and this is what I was talking with him too, is for some reason, I don't know why, in our era, right, you wanted to be yourself.
Yeah. Right.
In this era, they want to catch somebody that they're not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just making me confused, because everywhere I'm going, even in the artistry, you're looking at somebody, and even if the image is a certain way, and years ago you could be depicted and you could be like, man, he ain't like that. Now you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's, I don't want to keep listen to the young guys I know that listen to me and Link. We want you guys to do your own path and do the right thing for yourself. We don't want you guys to sit here and be followers and thinking that you guys have to be a certain way to portray just to get out there. You're more powerful just being yourself.
Well, if you think about it, can you name me a copycat murderer? Name me one. Just one copycat murderer.
No, I can't actually. Go ahead.
Right, because the copycat murders never get acknowledged, right? It's the original people. And anything, I hate that I use murder, but since this is what this being drilled into our kids' heads.
No, you got a very good point there.
They don't remember number 2.
No, they don't.
Nobody remembers number 2. Like if you ask who won the championship in 1991, somebody might be able to tell you that. If you ask them who they played against, they're going to have a harder time, right? Because they remember the one who comes in first place. And so if you're going to be a copycat rapper, then you're going to get only as far as the last copycat rapper got.
They're all gone. That. Like there's eras that you see that just left us. Remember the grill era?
Yeah.
I got a grill. Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, it's just like you had said that if you played a song for her, and she didn't know the song ended because every song that came on in success, by the time you asked which one was the best,
the radio,
she didn't realize that all those songs were different, like by different artists, because it all sounds so much the same.
I came from an era like you came from an era. If you sounded the same, don't get on the mic.
Yeah. Oh, they was going to dish you as soon as you got on. Oh, you a biter. They're going to immediately. Right?
Oh, you can't. You're not nice, bro. What you doing right here,
you
bro?
You jacking somebody else's style.
Yeah,
you had to have your own everything, originality. But now it's like, all right, so I know you done heard it now. They got the rap songs where they come out and they like whispering almost like, I'm gonna spin a block, you get him.
No. My favorite one is the ka.
Oh yeah,
and then I'm like, yo, first time I heard it, I was like, is that a beach sound? And like, no, Danny, that's how they. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
But each your own. But the kid that invented it, right? Each your own. That's your own style. Like
somebody was like grah first, and after that they caught on. Right? They couldn't handle it. It was like that took off. So now, but I don't know any guns that make the sounds that these people are talking about. And not only that, this just me, right? Most of the people that make that kind of music are so fraudulent because it's hard to be a killer and be super talented lyrically. You know what I mean? It's not many of those. It's just,
the young guys that look too skinny, man.
Yeah, well, that's why they
don't
talk
be
that
looking
gun
like
talk
they.
for.
They don't be looking like they eat, man.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want you to put hands on them, so they talk that gun talk.
And I'm Danny Rivera, and this is The Advocate, and I'll be right back.
All right.
And we're back. This is Danny Rivera, the advocate. I like the topics that we were getting on. You were talking about, what did you see on the internet today?
Oh, okay. You're going to hurt me because I don't remember the rapper names because I never remember them. But it was 2 rappers, and it was about the RICO law. Right. And that's all I keep seeing.
So you're probably talking, if you're right, you're probably talking about Young Thug and you're probably talking about Gutter.
Yes, that's it.
But the thing is, again, at the end of the day, you're entertainers. See, the thing is, people don't understand the real life. These dudes got... listen, I understand everyone's going to be like, what are you talking about, Danny? No, there's a difference between business and difference between the streets.
Okay.
These dudes now are businessmen, so they're not trying to be worried about that extra stuff, even though they betray it. Right or wrong?
I gotta disagree.
All right.
I think that right now what you have is a bunch of people who never managed to make the transition.
Okay.
I like that one.
So
all right,
you take Young Thug, for instance, and I don't think he was a bad dude. I don't think he knew how to put all his people on in the business aspect. I don't think that was a knowledge that he had. So I think that what he did do was do the best that he did with the knowledge that he did have to be able to put the people on. Because it's hard to find a position for everybody in your circle if you have a big circle, right? It's only so successful you can be and be able to take care of so many people. So if they're not part of what's bringing in the money, then they part of where the money goes out to, and that's going to hurt you. And he probably experienced that trying to carry them through the legal money he was making and realized, okay, this is killing me. I can't carry this. And so it's easier for me to say, well, Danny, you already hustling, bro. Like, let me just get you a break. You know what I mean? Let me get you a break, bro.
All the same, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I can't just give you 50 grand every couple of weeks. So let me just get you a break. You start that, you get that going. And you my homeboy over there. You a little young dude. I'm gonna get you like 15 pounds of blood.
I'm gonna get you going and stuff like that. I'm gonna get you right. Yeah.
So when you get caught, only thing you're saying is Link gave it to me.
Yeah.
Right. So now I look like I'm running a criminal enterprise, even though all I'm really doing is trying to put y'all on, because I have millions and none of this money that y'all making gonna help me out in anything. Like, my bills is worth way more than whatever it is y'all making in profit.
What do you think he should have done?
I think that he should have, me personally, I think he should have did what I see a lot of artists do, which is return to school to figure out business and administration, so you can understand that you are now a business, you're a brand, and those things that used to apply to you don't apply no more. It don't make you less real. It don't make you less hood, less street. Don't take your background and your history from you. It just means that your future is more brightly lit. Jay-Z is able to hire anybody from anywhere that he wants to now. He would not have been able to do that in the beginning part of his career unless they played an integral part of bringing back money into what it is that he's trying to launch.
I love you put Jay-Z in there. You know why? Because Jay-Z is like the best example.
He's the epitome.
Because you know what he did? He was like, you know what? He goes, I'm watching everybody else make this certain amount of money. I want to learn how to make this certain amount of money.
Right.
You know what? That's the first time I ever heard anybody ever give me that, saying, you know what, Danny? Nah, this is... I like that. I mean, because a lot of people want to go and blame.
Yeah, but you was right in terms of business and this being entertainment and the streets. You was right. But you're talking about having the same people from the streets now in that business and in that entertainment. And without that education, you can't transition.
You know what's crazy though? If you really see in the music industry, because I've been in it for a while, right? Is the ones up on top never give you the knowledge that they really have because they don't want you to get even higher than them, which I never understood that, because at the end of the day, they got to give, at the end of the day, what comes up must go down. So
right. But think about this.
I never understood that with them.
Well, let me try to clear that thinking up, because I disagree with it too. But I know where it comes from.
Not loving this.
All right. Remember there's a famous quote. Right, each one teach one. Remember that?
Yep.
Okay, well, that got replaced with the game is to be sold, not told.
There you go. There you go. I don't even want to talk right now.
Once information became marketable, we lost access to it now. Because it's like, okay, if you want to hire something from a black person, put it in the book. Right? Let's remember that? Yep. All right, so with that same thinking, knowing that we're not going to go out there and seek it out ourselves, which we're entering a different age now. Well, yeah, people do go out and seek out information, right? But it's only so much information you can seek out, because it's only going to be so much available for free.
Exactly. You got to pay for a lot of it.
Hey, you want the best education, you got to go to Harvard. Mm-hmm. Harvard is the most expensive school. There's a reason. It all goes hand in hand, right? So once people realize that the information became the most valuable asset, they charged accordingly. Mm-hmm. And so the people who are stupid, who can't afford to pay the money to get the information, will remain that way, And it is a sad thing that we've turned information that could pull each other up into an income source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that's the day we live in right now. You know, and
day to time.
It hurts more the deeper your understanding of it goes. Right? If you can really fully process what it is that I'm saying, then it'll hurt you way more than the person who's listening and can't really understand exactly what I'm saying. Right? We've sold out the ability to take your hand and pull you up for profit.
Yep.
We've taken that and turned that into profit. And if we can't get some kind of marketability out of it, we can't market it some kind of way, then we'd rather you just not have it.
Oh, wow.
But that's how I look at it too. Like that's, all my life they've been trying to do that. Even with the advocacy, it's like, okay, we're going to give you a little bit and then we're going to just push you away. Yeah. And it's like, whoa, because you've seen it.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie.
That, and at the same time, is everybody doesn't realize we can all eat together in the same plate. It's just egos. Yeah. It's egos and fairness. Like say he's talented than me, right? Say Link is talented than me, right? I have the platform right now. I'm already blown up. I'm already established. But he lives in the same area as me. So do I want him, this is their mindset, do I want him to get as high as me or even higher than me?
Yeah, you would think, yeah.
So to the person like me, this is how I think. I would be like, yo, let him get his shine. I already got mine. Let him get his. They don't think like that. They go, when you would go into certain places, they used to go like this to me. They used to go, maybe, you should push away from that place and let this person have that. And you're like, wait, what? Because I'm trying to bring him different information that he could be bringing. No. Let him have his chance, Danny. Let him have his chance. Right. Then you would give it to him because that's the way I am. And then all of a sudden they would get mad at you. One thing about Long Island, too, artists is out here. I know you definitely seen this. Is clicks. It's I don't like that dude, so you can't work with this dude. Or politics. You can't work with that dude. You can't work with. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
I barely do features. Like I'm dead serious because my message is so different than whoever it is that want to feature with me that I almost can't even understand why you would ask me for a feature. Like, I'm not into anything that you're saying, right? Like, you got this message of negativity, you got this broad message of death. I kill better than everybody else kill. I don't want to be on that kind of a song.
You don't want that energy anymore.
I never wanted that energy. I never thought it was smart for me to look at somebody who was like me, trapped in the same condition I was in, as my enemy. I always knew my enemy was the person who provided this condition. But trying to get that into the heads of other people is not always easy.
No, it's always a blame game.
I could actually see him on the track that you made, Real American. See, that's a type of song, lyrically, that is empowering. Right. It's not talking about the streets. It's not talking about gang and all that other stuff, and there is a lot. I think actually there were a couple of if I can remember the last couple of years, people would ask him to jump on a track,
right, and
he passed it on. He didn't want to do it because he said, that's not me, that's not my brand,
right,
right. That's just
even being offered money. I've said no.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Like, because, when you're from Long Island, you want to do songs with other Long Island artists. You don't really want to charge them because neither one of us have made it to a spot where it's like, okay, well, get $500 for a verse. You don't do that. You know what I mean? It's like, you got free time. They send you the beat. You put the verse, send it back to them. You know what I mean? That's it. Call it a day. But it wouldn't matter what a person offered me. If their message wasn't what I needed to be in line with, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't care if you was Jay-Z. If you wanted to come on and the more powerful your voice is, the less I want to get on the track with you if you speaking negative, because now you impacting people, right? And I get to see the impact that it has, and I don't want to be a part of that.
That's a real advocate. That's a real advocate. Because the same exact way I felt. They try to give me this verse from a famous artist, and I'm going to say who. I gave it right back to him. I said, take this. He go, wait, but yo, bro. I'm like, you know how much it charges? I said, bro, take it back. He go, why? I said, because it doesn't, to me, it doesn't fit my brand, and it doesn't fit what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be a leader. I'm not trying to destroy my people.
Right.
Yeah.
You can hear when somebody just cares about the money and somebody just cares about the youth and cares about the communities and care about moving. That's the difference between real artistry and dudes that just trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
And I'm the advocate, and I'll be right back with y'all. And we are back. This is Danny Rivera, the Advocate, and I am with my two favorite people in the world today.
Okay.
I'm with my man Link, and I'm with my girl Althea Dublos.
Why do you always got to pronounce? Can we just say one thing before we?
Yeah.
It's Dublos. You got to keep pronouncing it correctly.
You know, sometimes you mess up names.
Yeah,
Is that French?
no, it's not French. It's
Sounds like
it's 100% Greek, but he cannot. You know, he has a speech thing, so he can't pronounce the B. I mean the B, and he pronounces it as B.
Oh, look at this. Now she's sitting there giving up all. Now she's giving up all of my secrets right here. That's not good.
I got something.
That's not good.
Pronounce my name, Althea Dublos.
Althea Dublos.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
Oh man, she just got me.
Continue.
Yeah, so you're from Wine Dance, you said, huh?
Yes, sir. Proud of that too.
You know, he comes with. You know, Wine Dance has the best. Probably like one of the best, like the best entertainers in Suffolk County.
Period.
Really?
Come right out of Juanes, yeah.
She got Rakim.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Got
And
So
then
For
you
Real.
got So For Real.
Yeah, that's my guys.
Candy.
Yeah,
Cold.
shout to the Die Rumbles, man. Let me see. My boy Jason, my boy Chalk, my boy Brian, and my boy Dre, man. Shout out to y'all, man. And y'all coming to tear it up on Juanes Day, so we all looking forward to that, man. Your return.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know Rakim was from there.
Absolutely.
But you see how I remembered Rakim?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one rapper I did remember. Just like
Everyone remembers Rakim. Rakim's
throwing
the
it
guy.
out there.
You seen him that day with me when we went to with Keith and them when we went to go
Yes, I
see
remember.
when we went to go see him and we went to go see KRS-One.
I was going to say KRS One and
And
make
Smooth.
myself look smart,
Yeah.
and he just took that out.
Yeah.
And
Took it away from
Smooth,
me.
brother, and Smooth. We saw Smooth.
Smooth, who that?
Yeah, who's that?
Smooth. We did, what's his name?
Smooth.
No, not Smooth. What was the other person's name?
I don't remember.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right. She got me stumped in my own.
That's okay.
Yeah, but back to Long Island's own talent.
Oh, there we go.
Because Long Island has a lot of talented individuals out here. We got a young boy named Tamaj, calls himself Maserati. Got Taking No L's. He's pretty dope artist out here too on Long Island right now. My boy Mouth, M.O.U.F.
You know, I grew up with Mouth.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I was a kid, he used to be in, if I'm correct, it's the same Mouth, House Money.
Yeah, that's Mouth.
My father used to do the producing over there with him and Anti.
Yeah, my boy Larry Mid, that's AKA Larry Middleton. He dope. So I didn't even know he could rap like this. This is crazy because I was gone for a minute, so I got back and it was like the people who was rapping, I wasn't familiar with them or they worked until like I sat down and was listening. I was like, whoa. He was like something about how he keep the shoulder strap over the clavicle, like he rapped different.
Yeah.
Like, so I was really feeling that.
Was he the one that? Wait, was he the one that Mouth had in the video?
Yeah, he did it with Mouth. That was Larry Mid. Yeah,
oh
that's
my,
Larry Mid right
yo,
there.
yo! I heard it and I was like, yo, this dude is different.
Yeah, he backpacked
I was like,
over the scalpel
bro, yeah. I was like, yo, this dude is different. When I heard it, you remember I was sitting there and I was like, Mouth, who's this? And I text Matt and I hit Matt, I put fire, but who's that?
Right. That's Larry Mid.
They put Larry. Yeah, okay. So I'm right.
All right. So with that said, can I just ask you both a question then?
Sure.
With all the gentlemen that you just named, what generation are they from?
My generation.
Yours.
Yeah.
So they're not the new generation.
No.
They're not that 18
You got a couple of cats that are like new generation out here, but again, it's more politics. So you don't know. You don't really know who's. No offense to, I got love for all of them. King P, what's his name? The General. I forgot the kid's name, man. It's gonna be like Danny. But
There's no artist right here from this generation, from the young generation.
But no,
from Long Island that's gonna go anywhere. That's just being honest.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like that generation, people that you're talking about right now are the people who can lead by example.
Well, they do because you're not talking about everything they saying they ain't gangster. These guys are super lyrical, the ones I'm talking about, and it's substance in the music they make. There's no substance in the music that these kids make. It's no storyline. It's not going anywhere.
Where's the disconnect?
The disconnect came from us stop. We didn't play our role.
Exactly.
We did not play our role. I was gone for some of the time when some of these people was coming up. I'm part to blame. Some people was here.
100% get blame on yourself.
I'm said part. I'm partly to blame. But we have to put the blame.
Same here.
Got to put the blame and the accountability where it goes.
Because we didn't. What they gave us the blueprint, we didn't give them the blueprint. Yeah. So what they did was they ripped everything up and started going left, right. That's why you're hearing all of this music that doesn't make any sense because
like once Bobby Shmurda came out, right? music from that point on, and I'm not blaming him because it was a hot song. If it come on right now in my car, I'm gonna still jam out. It's called Hot N-Word. It's a Hot N-Word.
Yeah.
Do I know that song?
No.
I don't know that song.
Yeah,
Right?
so it was like,
when he came out with that song, I remember
the livest part of the song.
But it was an old Lloyd Banks, right? Like Lloyd Banks didn't want the beat. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It was
gracious.
I saw the interview when he was saying like he should have took it. But the livest part of that whole song was he was like, my boy caught a body about a week ago. Like, how is that the highlight of a hit song?
Because you know what happened, man? It was just the start of the new era.
Yeah. Yeah,
that one line was just, I remember when he said that and everybody, no offense to Bobby Smurda, much love to him because I met him, he's mad cool. But it was kind of like, when I heard that record, I was kind of like, meh. And and I'm going to tell you the reason why.
Yeah.
The reason why is because I started hearing them talking about we bodied this, we did all this, we did all that. And to me, it's like being from an era when you would hear that, you would be just like, that's buffoonery. Because you're basically covered over and you know what I'm saying? But
this is that transition too.
It was a good, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from it. That song was an anthem for the summer.
Yeah, and I would listen to it.
Still is.
And I would hear all the negative connotations and being mentioned in the song, right? And for some reason...
You would like it.
I love the song so much, but I wasn't really thinking like this was going to be the gateway to some kind of music I wasn't going to recognize within my culture. I was seeing this as one entertainment song, not the direction of hip hop. I didn't see it as that, not knowing that what I was listening to was really the rebirth of hip hop for that generation.
So you're saying that so in other words, this guy started a trend that everybody started to like attach themselves
basically, because then wasn't Pop Smoke a part of that trend? Wasn't.
Yep.
Let's break some names down. Sleepy Hollow.
Yep.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, Chef G. That's what I was going to say. But I don't think A Boogie or I don't think Q. I think Q and them are still. What would you call them?
I think he came out on that, right? Originally, A Boogie came out because his first song was that, you know?
Yeah. But I'm saying the songs that he became really known with.
Well, I think he switched it over to more like, this is crazy that you even brought this up, but I think he switched it over to more like a woman hurt me and now I hate all of y'all.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
That's like his whole style right now.
Yeah, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, like I'll never trust you. He like singing about how he don't trust no more and like how
you men are always hating on women.
I think that's a two-sided coin though. That's definitely a two-sided coin.
I'm gonna be blunt with you right here, and I'm gonna say it goes both ways like him.
Yeah,
because you got the girl rappers are harder than the guy rappers now. How do you feel about that?
You got still girls right now to this day that's like he probably still sell drugs because you hate me. Like you hate me. You hate how it ended. He probably still don't even believe like that. I'm transitioning into somebody else. Like even if I'm the same person, I don't view life the same, so I can't move like that no more.
Well, you went through a transition. You went through something different. Because one thing I got to say about him, man. Next in the next segment, I got to give him his roses because it's amazing to see that you came through all of that and you're here now. Yeah. And I was like, and I'm like watching you, right? Like quietly, I'm watching you. And you're just looking. You're like, man, these are the dudes that was sitting on top talking, didn't even know who I was, and just looking at my name in the paper and then prosecuting me.
I was talking to the station manager, Dave. I was telling him.
Shout out to Dave.
I cannot believe he was here to witness a lot of what was going on. Shout out to Anthony too, my boy, and shout out to Mike. I just want to say, like he saw me when I was like, "Yo, I'm about to ask a DA questions." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm about to question the DA. I'm about to say things like, do you feel like you qualify for the role you playing? Do you feel like you're effective in your role? Like I'm about to, never in a million years could I think of any kind of way where that would ever happen. Like
I think that's more gangster than anything anybody could say in a rhyme.
Yo, bro, I used to be in the room with the DA in court, and bro, I tell you, they say things about you that make you like, I don't even like myself if I did everything he said, right? You start, so you can only imagine what it's like if you're in the audience hearing this, right? Like one of the bell hearers, and you got to hear this, and it's just a crazy thing to go from that to this. Like 2 days ago, I was in this very same station, this very same room, with the biggest judge.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that whole.
No, I was proud of you when I saw that.
I appreciate it. Imagine what that's like. He
just became it, or 2 years ago.
No, he took that role, but he's been like a big dog judge for a long time.
I think he said
shout
over
out
10
to my
years.
homegirl. Shout out to Valerie Cartwright too, because she became a Supreme Judge as well 2 years ago.
Shout out to Valerie.
Shout out to Valerie.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back. Danny Rivera, the Advocate. And we are back. This is Danny Rivera, the Advocate. And I am here with my favorite two hosts again. I'm just playing. But one thing I want to tell you, bro, I really got to give you your roses on this segment because you went from, oh, man. Like, I couldn't even think about the stuff that you went through, bro.
Yeah.
And you came out of, and now you got the Street Legal show, right?
Right. Street Legal with my boy Bob Macedonio. Shout out to Bob Macedonio.
Shout out to Bob.
Absolutely. You go through a thing, you know, like I tell a lot of people, because they want to know how do you go from being in the neighborhood doing all the negative things I was doing to like how you in the neighborhood now doing this. It almost seems like I'm a hypocrite, right? It almost seems like I'm discredited and shouldn't be believed, right? But it's because if people feel like that, it's because they don't know you can't continue to be the person that you was once your mind starts to think differently, right? You just cannot do that. So
that was really deep.
If you wake up one day and you like, well, I don't even feel comfortable reeing up, right? Like, I don't feel comfortable being out here serving people that look like me. I don't feel comfortable buying this PlayStation off this lady knowing that she bought it for her son for Christmas and here it is January 3rd and I'm buying it from her, right? Like all these things started to like really get at me, you know? Like before it was like, okay, well, I need the money, right? And you get to a point though, you really don't need the money no more though. If you really hustling like you say you hustling, right? Then you get to a point where you don't need the money, where you could take the money and do something different with it, right? You could make an exit out of that life if you want to. So then it becomes a thing where, are you comfortable still being in the life? Now that you have money, all these things that you said you was in it for, right? Now that you have these things, why are you still in it, right? And if you can be honest with yourself and say, I don't know why I'm still in it, right? Then you can admit to yourself that it's because you have a fear of trying something different. You've been so successful at this for so long, even with the downfalls you took, it's now you're afraid to go out here and try and launch something that's legitimate, right? Because you're scared. This is the only thing, this is your comfort zone is here. But now your thinking has changed. Your point of view has changed. Where you stand at in the picture has changed. And so everybody knows, depending on where you stand at looking at something, your view of it is going to be different. I can't go back to the view that I used to have, right? So then what's left? I'm forced to change. Right. I am forced to say, well, I cannot do this anymore. And in doing that, I ended up becoming somebody that people looking at now and seeing potential, like things I don't see in myself. Like people come up to me and the things they say to me are amazing, Danny, like amazing. I'll be sitting there like in awe. They probably don't even know it because I can't see my own facial expression, but I know inside of me, I'd be like, wow, like, you know, people didn't come up to say good things to me like that before, you know? So it's not that I'm doing it for that reason, but being that comes with it, it's heartfelt, bro. It's really heartfelt. It's very touching.
Do you see the different changes and stuff like that now? Like, do you see like now you got? Let me give you a quick example, right?
Yeah.
I had the funny thing is, you know, I got in trouble when I was younger. An incident happened with the family, and there was a judge, right?
Right.
And she looked at me and she said, "I'm gonna give you a second chance. Go out there and do it," right? So in Brookhaven Town, I seen the judge when I won my first award for the youth.
Right.
She said I knew it felt the best feeling in my life because she said, I knew that you were different than everybody else. And I'll always remember that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shout out to Win. I remember that. She said, Shada, she looked at me, she said, I knew when I looked into your eyes, I knew you weren't like the rest.
Yeah. Imagine being upstate and you're in prison and you're looking around this dorm that got like 70 people in it, right? 70 people. And you're just looking around and you trying to fit in your mind how you fit in here.
Right.
Right? Like, yo, how did I get here? One, I'm in here with a bunch of people that, like, if you just hold a conversation with them, you can see that this ain't going nowhere, right? And I'm not trying to down nobody because it's all a failure on us to educate, you know, those people that come under us. And I feel like my generation completely skipped this job. Like, we just left it out there for what it was.
I agree 1,000%. I mean, cut you off, but one thing I got to say to you, how was the first night when you saw the bar slam?
I was so young when it happened. I got my, I was preteen when I got my first arrest. I wasn't even a teenager yet when I was. So by the time I grew up into the arrest part of it, I grew up into the wait till the morning to see the judge part of it. So man, it's not like it started for me at like 16, 17, and then like I had to like no. My experience started like before I was a teenager. I was already like being locked up, being thrown in Westbury detention for youths, and like I was a person who very young realized my situation and condition and was trying to change it.
Right.
You know, I was like, you're too young to get a job, right? So you can't get hired nowhere. And so you really can't contribute to your family in that way. So there was really only one option. You know, you're 12, 13, 14 years old. There's one option for you if you're trying to like do something gainful, like so you don't starve to death in your own house. And that's no disrespect to my parents, you know, but they were caught up in something that was much bigger than them.
Right.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, so.
I agree.
I didn't even get that reference, Bar Slam, but then as you guys talk, I got to write that down on paper because a lot of things I just don't.
You know what it is? It's just I remember the first time looking into the mirror. There was a cracked mirror when I was sitting there when I was in Riverhead, right? My first time ever. Yeah. Cracked mirror and looking in the Bar Slams, right? And I looked at myself. I said, "Is this what I'm gonna be remembered as? It's just somebody stuck in here and everyone's saying, oh, I wish you do good. No, am I just gonna be frozen in time?"
Man, imagine you keep doing it over and over, and then people say something that get drilled in your head, and you don't know if it's true or not. They say, "Oh, you must like jail," right? And you think about how many times you went, and you like, you know damn well you don't like jail, right? But you like, well then, how do I like keep putting myself in situations where jail going to be the outcome?
Yeah, like you're gonna be still sitting there in bars, and then the guy knocks on the door with the warrant and says you're under arrest, and then you're gonna go walk right. I had a family member that was like that all the time.
Crazy experience. One.
In and out, rotating. I used to look at him and say, "What's wrong with you?"
I found out later on that the process of that was known as recidivism.
There you go.
To keep repeating, you know, that behavior to bring yourself back into there. But then it also led to something else, which I wish we had more time today. But
yeah, no, we'll do a part 2. Don't worry. But
but it leads into the whole. I want you
to introduce your song right now to all the listeners.
Okay, right now we got a song called "Last Time That I Checked." It's a dedication to Nipsey Hussle, and let's get into it, man. My checkered flag.
R.I.P.
There we go.
No days off, no days entertainment. Entertainment. We different.
Last time that I checked, I ain't tolerate the disrespect. I be at my strongest under stress. Last time that I checked, I was certified in every set and always been 100, nothing less. Last time that I checked, I ran the East Coast, no flex, no days off flag on my chest. Last time that I checked, first you get some money, feed the set, grind until they understand you up next. Last time that I checked, I'm living life like not many do. What kind of men are you? Have a different view. I swear that shit. Yeah, you could cut that one. That's the wrong one, the wrong version of it. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I like that song. I like that beat.
I sent you the original one because that one right there was for I actually, instead of giving the radio version, I just gave the performance version, so it only had like the ad libs and like the jump ins. But I'm gonna send Last Time That I Checked directly to you, and you'll be able to play it on the next show.
Okay, cool.
But you know, it leave us a little bit more room to talk and get into like what I wanted to. First of all, everybody on my Facebook, if you tuned in, it's my boy Danny Rivera. His show is called The Advocate. He's on every Friday and Saturday. You want to tell him the times?
10 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'll tell you.
All right. That's why 10 to 11 p.m. he's on. So you could tune in.
To the punch.
Right. You could tune into 103.9 and check his show out. It's a very, very interesting show. He gaps the bridge between where the streets are now and where they need to be had they had some kind of oversight. So I really appreciate the show. This is why I'm here right now. It's one of my favorite shows on the network, period. But
thank you, brother. Yours is too.
I want to thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to get into how the correctional system offers no correction.
Go ahead.
Right? Because
I like that.
this is what recidivism looks like. Recidivism looks like me. It looks like the person who is smart enough, educated enough, and skilled enough to not have to be in prison but still end up in there anyway. Right? Because you took me into a building that was called the correctional facility. So I see this, I'm reading that on my way in. I'm looking out the van, I see it says correctional facility. So I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna fix me. Right? They're gonna fix me. I'm gonna come out of here and I'm gonna be like the kind of person that society needs. But nothing happened to me in there. They just put me in there with a bunch of other people who had done bad things too. Right. And so nothing got fixed in me. I got released after just spending more time with more bad people. So I came out a lot worse than I went in because I'm hearing other people's stories. I'm like, man, I wasn't even doing nothing. This guy was out there killing it. Right? So now I'm like, I'm coming out competing with his story. Right? Like, oh, he said he had 20 grand. So I'm coming out of jail competing with this man's story.
And let me just thank my guest, Link, and
Althea Dublos. Go ahead.
I'm out of here, man. The Advocate.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
y'all for joining us, and thank y'all for joining us at home, man.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.